Alright, howdy folks, how we all doing? Welcome to some more LEGO The Lord of the Rings. Today we're going to be doing level 7, Taming Gollum again. This is going to be story, just getting through the level, not focusing on any of the collectibles here. But as you can see, we've got an achievement on the Precious, which will be for completing the level, and we have a true adventure of 92,000, which unfortunately I fall way short of. I only get about half of that. But anyways, as we load in here, this is gonna mark the beginning actually of the second film, which is nice. But something I want to bring your attention to is, well, all we got to do is make our way up this hill, and the level will begin. But anyways, I want to touch on something. There is a treasure item in this level that we were actually supposed to collect. However, unfortunately, my game glitched and it didn't collect. But don't worry, we'll get it in free play, and I'll touch on that when I get to it. It's right at the end of the level. But anyways, just head through and start the level.
Let's face it, Mr. Frodo. We're lost. I don't think Gandalf meant for us to come this way.
He didn't mean for a lot of things to happen, Sam.
What is it, Mr. Frodo?
Nothing. Just a dream.
Now here we are, loading into the level, starting it off here with Mr. Gandalf. If you remember back in level 5, the Mines of Moria, we were diving down that chasm with Balrog, and this is where we've ended up. But anyways, starting it off, smashing some stuff up with some studs. Now 92,000, I'm pretty sure it's like literally impossible to get that. Like, there's almost no way you could get it. I mean, maybe there's some studs that I'm missing, but I mean, I fell like 40,000 short of the stud requirement, which is, yeah. But that's why multipliers are going to be super important. Which speaking of multipliers, I've kind of figured out how I'm gonna do the multipliers in this series. So a little bit later in the story, a couple levels from now, well, there's still, I think it's like a level, it's one of the levels. We're gonna grab a design in story mode, which we'll be able to use to unlock a multiplier, and we'll try to get that before starting up the free play, so that we can have that for the duration of free play. So studs are not going to be a worry from there. And then along the way through free play, as we unlock more designs which unlock multipliers, we'll get those along the way as well. But you saw what we did there. Just had to use Gandalf's magical abilities to lift up those colored blocks and make them into some stairs. And then as we're running up the path there, I accidentally fall off. Did not mean to do that. But yeah, I mean, I'll explain more in more detail the plan with the multipliers as we go along, and as we actually get closer to that. But yeah, for now, multipliers aren't quite what we're worried about, but I am worried about getting studs. Now, I will say there is going to have to be a lot of stud farming to purchase the multiplier, because it is a very, very expensive one. But again, I have a decent spot that we'll be able to stud farm. But again, let's not worry about that for now. As you can see, we're making our way up the path, and then some parts dropped when we approached that like citadel. Built them up into some stairs that were missing. But before that, do drop down to this lower area here, because there are a bunch of studs you could grab. There were a bunch of blues and stuff. And then yeah, Gandalf's magic stuff, using its like blast stuff, sometimes works, but it's kind of unreliable. But anyways, then just jump up these handhelds to get back up top. I will say the snow in this area does kind of make it hard to see certain things, but you know, shouldn't be too hard. Then up these stairs, smash that like thing holding up the stairs, the like chain, and then we'll be able to head all the way up top. And then you're gonna see an animation. Balrog comes from below up top here, and we actually have a boss battle under our hands. Now, I do have this sped up quite a bit, like I've done with some other boss battles, just because it's very repetitive. Basically, all we have to do is just avoid his attacks, and then eventually some lightning's going to shock down, and you have to reflect it using your sword back at him. Now, while we're in a bit of downtime, I actually kind of want to explain what's going on with that treasure item that I mentioned. So at the end of the level, there's going to be a treasure item that we have to collect by like putting it together. It's actually a fishing rod, and basically what ended up happening is I had to like put it together with 3 individual parts, but when I put the third part to get like when I put it together, as I was putting that third piece on, somehow I like died, and I just didn't get credit for collecting the item. I still had the item, I could use it, but it just didn't give me credit for collecting it, which is a bit annoying. You know, so not to worry, I'll still cover it all in free play, don't worry about that. And you'll be able to, you should collect it, you should get credit for it, unless the same thing happens to you that happens to me. But anyways, we're nearing the end of this boss battle. You can see we've reflected 2 bits of lightning back at him. As you can see, here's the 3rd bit of lightning, shock it back at him, and then we've got a cutscene, and then yeah.
Come on, Mr. Frodo.
And as we load into this new area, we can see we're now playing as Frodo and Sam. And there you can see a couple fish here. Basically what we've got to do in this area is we need to locate 6 fish, as you can see in the top. We've got to find 6 there. And we've got to find 6 fish, and we've got to throw them up into that little bucket in the back on top of those rocks. You can see here we pick one up, put it in our inventory, and then we throw it up top into that little bucket there. Then we do the same with the second one on the right, but the remaining 4 are going to be a little more complex. So we're going to make our way up the path here, and we'll see a little hook over there on the right. Now, this is the first time we're using this ability, but during the previous level, in a cutscene, an elf gave Sam a rope, an elven rope, and he can use that to interact with these hooks. So this is another ability that Sam has, and it's completely it's completely exclusive to Sam. So yeah, he is just going to be super helpful in free play. But anyways, use his rope to get up top, smash up those shrubs, and then we can build a little ladder to get up top to that fish, which we'll pick up. And instead of picking up each individual fish, taking it back to the bucket, chucking it in, just keep them in your inventory and just unload them all right at the end. But anyways, near that last fish, we have to use Frodo. He has a file, not F-I-L-E, but P-H-I-A-L file, which he can use to, it's just like a little glowy crystal, which you can use to glow up that dark area. Then in the back, use Sam, while the cave is still lit, to dig up the next fish. Then a little further into the level, we had to use Sam there to grow this massive flower, which dropped down that like rock pillar thing there onto the checkered path. But yeah, we'll jump up top for some extra studs. Then once you're ready, you actually need to push the like little rock pillar here down the checkered path into the corner over there. And also you'll notice some fossils at the front there, some like bone fossils there. There are 4 piles of fossils throughout the level, and if you actually smash all of them, you'll get a minikit. So feel free to do that if you if you want. Personally, I'm going to skip those for now. But anyways, we can jump across to this section of the area here, where we actually need to collect some bits of firewood. So the first one's at the front there next to that crack. And the second one's going to be here in the back, smash through the rocks there, and then just up top, smash that rock, and it'll drop the second bit of wood. Then over on the right, you can see some dry plants there, probably dead. Smash them and then pick up the third bit of wood. Then in the middle here, use Sam to dig up the fire spot. Then we'll chuck the bits of wood in there. 1, 2, 3. Then use Sam, of course, to light the wood up. Just set a fire, and that'll light the dead leaves here on fire, and they'll burn away, so that we can then jump up the handhelds to get up to the next fish, which we'll chuck in our inventory. There you go, we've got 3, only 1 left to grab. Then we're just going to proceed through the area here, down the right. See, we're just smashing up some more stuff. And yeah, no matter what, like, yeah, I've missed a few things here and there that I haven't smashed up. But I mean, like, there was never any chance that I was going to get 92,000. Like, that is just, yeah, there was no way I was ever getting that much. But anyways, you can see a little bit further down, got to dig up some parts, which will build into a little hook. Then just use Sam, use his rope to latch onto the hook so we can get up top, where we've got to grow a little plant here, just like we did before. The same kind of flower. And Frodo will be able to jump up the leaves there, use them as some like little platforms that jump up top. Then he can crawl through the hatch to get up top on the left here. And then he'll just shimmy his way across the little handheld there. Then he can actually sneak into this dark little crevasse, pick up the fish. Then that is all your fish found. Now we're going to drop down below here, smash this pile of bones, fossils. So yeah, again, I'm not going to worry about that for that minikit for now. I'm going to grab that a little bit later, in free play, of course. But anyways, now we'll be able to unload all our fish into this bucket here, as promised. And then we'll be able to head through, and then we'll be to the last area. So yeah, this was a bit of a shorter level. Pretty nice, because the last few have been quite lengthy. But anyways, throw all the fish into that bucket, and we can proceed, and we've got another cutscene.
Thieves. They stole it from us. My precious. We want it.
Now here we go, now in the final area, bit of a boss battle, if you will, against Mr. Gollum, Schmeagol. But anyways, in the front here there's some bits of bones that we can smash up, which will actually be for a minikit here. As you can see, some parts in the front there. But anyways, in the middle of the area there's a little fish just laying on the ground. Pick it up, throw it up at Gollum, then he'll jump down with his fish, he'll get distracted eating it, and you can use Sam's rope to tug on him. Then he'll start fighting you. Just attack him until he jumps back up onto the the giant fish wall in the back there, and that's going to be his first bit of health taken out, so that's nice. You can see the parts in the middle for a minikit. If you want to build it up, feel free. I'm going to skip those for the time being, but anyways, towards the back of the area there, you can see a bit of a dig spot. dig up some parts for a hook, and of course we'll be able to use Sam to latch onto the hook, and then that'll pull down the first part. Now here, this is what I was talking about, the treasure item. You can see here it's flashing purple. Pick up the hook, and there you go. That's the first part of the treasure item. Then on the left side of the area, again use Sam to get up top using the little hook there. Then pick up the stick and combine it with the hook there, just like we did with the cooking puzzle back in level 3, kind of similar deal there. Then we'll drop down below, and in the back of the area, use Frodo to light up this area. Smash these little shrubs here, and you can see right there is the final piece. Pick it up and place it with the stick and hook. Now, as you can see here, as I collected it, Gollum somehow killed me. I don't know how he did it, but as you could see there, on the bottom right hand corner, it flashed 0 of 3 treasure items. It should have said 1 of 3, but for some reason, because I died, the game like glitched out and it didn't give it to me, and I didn't realize this at first. I thought it gave me credit for it. So I ended up finishing the level, and I realized, oh, I never got credit for the treasure item. So I was contemplating, like, oh, do I redo the level? But then I was like, no, probably not, because some things will be scuffed, like the stud count and whatever. So I'm just like, I won't redo the level, but it'll all work out because we'll get it in free play. It'll be fine. But yeah, you should get credit for that treasure item unless somehow the glitch happens to you as well. But anyways, then we use the fishing rod on the right to fish a fish out of the jetty, throw it up at Gollum, and then we'll attack him again as we did before. Then we have to repeat that one last time here. But another little glitch happened here. Again, I'm continuing to do perfect fishes because I'm working towards that achievement. The 50 or 20 perfect fishes, sorry. We throw the fish up at Gollum here, the third fish, and then I try to use my rope on him, and then for some reason, I don't know what happens. I think I must have done it wrong because Gollum ended up eating the fish, so I activated it too late, so I had to redo the fishing thing here. So you might honestly be able to farm fishes here. Like, you might be able to just infinitely do these fishes by activating the rope thing wrong with Gollum and just infinitely get fishes. So you could farm it and get the achievement here if you want. But anyways, we're going to throw that final fish up at Gollum. This time it actually worked. Then latch your rope onto him, attack him one last time, and that's going to take us to the final cutscene. So yeah, exciting.
This is Sting. You've seen it before, haven't you, Gollum? You know the way to Mordor?
Yes.
You will lead us to the Black Gate.
You don't see it, do you?
He's a villain.
Good speaker always helps.
And there we go, on the Precious. Again, that's just for completing the level. So yeah, another level in the books. Taming Gollum, done in our rear view, at least for story. Still got free play, of course. There you go, True Adventurer, did not get it. We fell quite short. You can see we only got about half of it. But yeah, that's where the multipliers are going to come in. Got a bunch more studs added to the collection. Only one mithril brick that time, though, unfortunately. And of course, if you were playing along, you should have gotten the treasure item, but unfortunately I didn't because my game just glitched out. But yeah, anyways, that's going to do it for level 7 Taming Gollum and LEGO Lord of the Rings. Stay tuned for more LEGO Lord of the Rings videos coming soon, of course, and until the next one, I'll see you folks later.